Okay.
So there is a tiny little bit of lag on the live stream side. So like the live stream that they're watching is probably 4 to 5 seconds after it's happening here. So
Okay.
when Jeannie lets you know of questions, like some of those questions may be regarding something that you've already moved
Okay.
on from.
Okay.
So, good morning. Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live feed. We have a very special guest this morning, Miss Jennifer Gleich, who, if any of you swung by our booth at the Reno Quilt Show, might recognize Jennifer as our brother educator for that event. Jennifer, being the very special person that she is, has the Brother Luminaire 3. And we're lucky enough today to spend some time with Jennifer on that machine, seeing some of those new features, running through, what's new and exciting about the machine. Just so you ladies watching, and maybe Doug or Charlie's watching too, for anybody who's watching, because of the little bit of feedback that we have on our microphone when we do these live streams, will actually mute this microphone. That's going to be helpful too, because there is a little bit of lag. So you guys are, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, my voice in this format doesn't always match with Jennifer's voice, and I think that lag will go away. I don't think it should be too bad when Jennifer's talking, just because with Zoom there's some built-in lag. So you're hearing real-time audio with a little, like a second or two of built-in lag there. And I think that should go away for Jennifer, because Jennifer's, what we should be seeing is what we should be getting, I'm hoping.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. So, and there may be a little bit of lag there too, given what I'm seeing. But so if you ask questions, if you type anything, we will pass that on to Jennifer. That way it's kind of a little bit cleaner. If there are duplicate questions, we can only ask it once. Jeannie, in craziness this morning, ran home to grab a couple of things needed for this afternoon. And we'll be back and on the live stream, and we'll get all that taken care of. So without much more delay, I'm going to hand things over to you, Jennifer. I will,
Okay.
and my recommendation for Jennifer was that she minimize our window so that she can take up full screen. I'm going to watch as we get started here, make sure that everything is working. Once Jeannie's here, we'll have Jeannie take over, because she can always grab me if there are any stream problems, and we will go from there.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure this out here. So are you seeing you or me? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by pin. So now you can see me? All right. All right. All right, cool. So thanks for having me. I don't actually have the Luminaire 3. I have the upgrade, which is the equivalent of the Luminaire 3. So I thought it would be fun to show you some of the, all of the new stuff on the Luminaire that you'll get with your upgrade or your purchase of the XP3. First and foremost, there's new hardware that come with the XP3. So your new hardware is consists of 3 pieces. You get the advanced multifunction foot control, which has been redesigned to be more ergonomic. The pedals are now, there's a bar that holds the 2 pedals together. That bar is now adjustable, so you can change the distance between the pedals for your preference. There's a longer cord so that if you do use your machine on a cabinet, you've got a longer cord to plug it in. And then there's a cord wrap. So if you don't need the extra long cord, you can now safely store your cord without getting it caught on anything. There is an advanced N plus foot, which is longer than our current N foot, and also has a coating on the bottom of it, a special coating. So it's nice if you're sewing with vinyl or slippery fabrics, oilcloth, anything like that. It does move very nice over those types of fabrics. And then my very favorite piece of new hardware, and caveat, I don't even have the new hardware, so I'm just telling you, I've touched it, I just don't have it. My very favorite piece of new hardware is the fine tip stylus. So if you're like me and love my design center and like to go in there and create, the fine tip stylus is really great for the My Design Center application. We have all the features of the Luminaire XP2. You get the camera, the projection, they're WLAN enabled. I have all my notes here so I don't forget anything. 869 built-in utility and decorative stitches. Those still include the 10 Disney decorative stitches, but you also have another 22 stitches that are compatible with the compact digital Move It foot. And then you have 20 tapering stitches, which is a new feature on the machine. So I will show you that when we go over to the machine. There are 1,554 built-in embroidery designs, including the 192 Disney designs. There are no new Disney designs this time, but they've packed it with several new designs and new embroidery. I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. Techniques. So there's a lot of new embroidery techniques in those designs. There are 6 new decorative fills in My Design Center. So now we have 48 decorative fills for those of you that like to quilt your own or create your own quilting. You've got 48 decorative fills and the 17 line types. As I said, mine is still the XP2, so I can't show you the whole machine, but the XP3 has new cosmetics. It's a sleeker gray and white color, and there is a really pretty lace pattern on the lid. The lid has some hidden magical items in it if you look really close that do have to do with Disney. And that's kind of a summary, but I'd like to take you over to the machine and I'll show you the features of the machine on the screen. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask, because I'm going to try to go through it slowly, but sometimes I'm a little bit quick. So I have to change my camera. Okay, I'm going to change my camera. And hopefully you can see the screen of my machine. I am not a videographer, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to go back to the home screen. Home screen looks just the same as before. I'm going to make sure I have my notes here so I can show you the new features. We're going to go into embroidery. We have under category 1, we've got the same designs that were on the XP2, but if we scroll over, we do have a new category for large designs, and these are large applique designs that turn out very cute. some large quilting designs, all very nice. I'm going to try to zoom in just a little bit. So that's the new category under the general category 1 for embroidery. We do have a new category here, number 6. These are called large connect embroidery patterns. There are 5 of them included. They're gorgeous. And the way they work is multiple hoopings. So as you can see, if I zoom in just a little bit, underneath each design, there is a number, and that tells you how many hoopings it takes to stitch that out. You would select your design, and then you can either choose to do each hooping separately, as you can see here, or if you choose the first option, you're going to stitch that design and use the pattern connect feature. So those are very, very pretty designs. We have some long stitch embroidery designs. These remind me of when I was growing up doing string art with the nails on, like put nails on a piece of wood and then wrap string around them. So they stitch out just like string art. They are really, really fun. So that's a new embroidery technique. We also have under the couching section, we have our couching designs, but then we have a new couching design. It is a couched font, and you have all of the uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and numbers. These are really fun. They remind me of the Letterman jackets or the letter jackets when you're in high school. That's the way they kind of look when you stitch them out. They're really great fun. And they use the same couching foot that is already included with the machine. As I said in my design center, I'm going to go back to my design center. My design center has, under the decorative fills, you have 6 new decorative fills at the bottom, which are really pretty. And if you look at the screen, if I zoom out, again, I'm not a videographer. If you look at the screen, there's now a tab at the top called Custom. You can now import any kind of any design decorative fill that you create in PE Design 11. You can import it into my design center and use it just like any of the decorative fills that are already there. So you can create your own decorative fill, bring it into my design center, use it for your quilting. Really, really a cool feature. And then you've got your built-in category. Same goes for the line properties. If we go into the line properties under our select, we have our additional line properties that have been there, but we also have a custom section category, and we can create lines in our PE design and import them over using PE design into my design center. So you can really get extra creative and make things really personalized with both the software and your XP. So I'm going to bring up a shape and show you a couple of the new features that are also in my design center. As you can see, when I go into shapes, all of the shapes are now numbered. So if you're working on a project, you can now identify which shape you are using by number. So if I go and choose shape number 7 and touch OK, it will bring it on the screen. And if I want to size that, I can go into size. I can size just as I would before. I've got all my arrow keys to expand or contract my size. I've got my move keys. But now on the top, if you notice, we have a new 10 key option. The 10 key allows us to go ahead and customize our size just by entering the size that we want. So if I wanted this shape to be 4.5, I would hit 4.5. The highlighted section is my vertical height. So I'm going to put 4.5 and set. Then it moves to my horizontal width, and I'm going to put 4.5, or let's do 4.75 and hit set. And we can now just size using numbers, which is great and fast. I'm going to hit OK. Those are the new features in my design center. So I'm going to go home. One more, and I saved the best for last, is the quilt embroidery. We all love to do the quilting in the hoop on our Luminaire. Under the quilt embroidery category, we have our quilt block sashing. We've got the single quilt block sashing, the double thread quilt block sashing. We've got the hexagon quilt block sashing, and now they have added edge to edge. So we have 10 edge to edge designs built right in to our Luminaire. And these work just like our quilt block sashing. When you go into one of them, it'll show you what it looks like on the screen. They are beautiful. You would hit set. And then just like the quilt block sashing before, you're going to enter the width and the height of your quilt. So if we had a 36-inch wide quilt by 48-inch long quilt, then we can tell it which hoop we'd like to use. So you can scroll through the hoops. And if you notice, it will tell you how big each piece will be when you, depending on what hoop you use. And then you can even decide if you want the quilting to flip. So you can mirror image it. You can alternate it so the direction of the pattern goes reverse every other one. Once you have it set to what you like, you're going to hit next. It tells you how many hoopings. You can change the color. You can check, oops. You can select a single stitch or the triple stitch. Once you hit memory, it's going to save it. And then it'll bring you into your saved designs. When you go into your saved designs, you have the option of stitching each section separately and lining it up with the projector or the camera yourself. Or you can choose the first design, which is all 20 of your hoopings, and hit set. And just like our quilt block sashing, your machine is going to walk you through step by step quilting your quilt. This is going to make quilting so fast and easy on the Luminaire. So I'm going to hit OK. As you can see, it tells me exactly how to line it up. I don't have an embroidery frame attached because I'm not going to stitch it, but it would walk me through all 20 of the hoopings. So that's on the embroidery side. On the sewing side, wake my sewing side up here. We still have all of our guideline options. So I'm going to go in and choose a decorative stitch here. Let's choose a smaller one. And I can go and turn on my guidelines. You can see I have, let's see. I'm going to turn my subline off. My main line is the red line here. I'm going to move it over to the right of my stitching. And then I can go ahead and use that guideline when I'm stitching. If I want to put that on a edge of a dress, or maybe an edge of a sashing in a quilt, I could do that. Maybe I'm making a strap for a handbag and I want to line it up so that I'm directly keeping it even on my handbag. But now I have the option of, if I wanted to use the second, if I wanted to stitch it again and I didn't want to turn my piece around, I now have my guideline flip. Guideline flip was brought back from the Dream Machine. And when I touch that, if you watch on the screen, my guideline goes to the other side of my stitching. So then now my stitching will be even. So I'm going to turn my guidelines off. I'm going to go back to my utility stitches, touch OK. And we're going to scroll. We have all of our same categories here under utility, but we have a new one called tapering. And if we touch the tapering, we have 20 tapering stitches. Some of them are really pretty. If I go into one, it shows me my stitch. And then if I open the pattern edit key down at the bottom under our endpoint sewing, which was for the XP2, the last upgrade, under that, we have our tapering options. And now we can choose up here on the top how we'd like our stitch to look. So we can change the start of our stitch. We can change the angle. We've got 12 different options. And when I choose one, if you notice, it changes on the screen. And then I can go to end. And maybe I want a short one on the end. I'm going to hit OK. And then in addition to choosing our angles for the beginning and end of our stitching, we have 3 ways that we can end the tapering. We can end it using our reverse button or the pedal if you use the multifunction foot control and you set one of the, I use my heel kick as my reverse. Once you touch reverse or heel kick reverse, your machine will know it needs to start tapering and it will finish the tapering. We have where you can tell the machine how many repetitions of your stitch you want it to do before it tapering. So you can set this to as many as you'd like. So maybe I want to do 11. And then it tells me approximately how many inches that will be. Or if I'm not quite sure how many inches I need, I can use my endpoint stickers and I can place an endpoint sticker to the side of where I want my tapering to end. And once the projector and camera recognize that sticker as it's stitching, it will know that it needs to end the tapering right there. So this is a really, really neat function. You could use this for quilt labels. You could use it for bindings. You could use it for decorative stitching, fabric painting. The creative, you know, your creativity can go, boundless ideas go through my mind for this.
Hey, Jen, just to
Yes.
kind of in anticipation of some of the questions, like some of the ladies have asked on our prior live streams about, you know, the ability to upgrade from the XP1, for example, to XP3. And so just in anticipation of some questions like that, there are features for the 3rd upgrade that are dependent, like endpoint sewing, on the 2nd upgrade. So,
Correct.
you know, if you did upgrade, for example, from the XP1 to the XP3, essentially, I'm assuming like in prior upgrades, it almost skips over those features. They don't have endpoint sewing, so that wouldn't come up as an option there. Am I thinking about that correctly?
I think you are, but
Okay.
I don't know the exact answer to your question on that.
So in the past,
I know that in the past,
yeah. In the
in order to
past,
get all the features, you had to have all the upgrades.
yeah, exactly. So there may be some features that are dependent, like building blocks, on that next upgrade. And you know, in the past, sometimes ladies didn't care about the stuff they missed out on because, you know, they hadn't purchased that upgrade. They weren't interested in those features, so they didn't really care. But just keep in mind that it's building blocks. So, you know, if a feature is dependent upon something that was introduced in a prior upgrade, without that upgrade, that feature may not be turned on or completely turned on for you. And as always, if you're in that scenario, I just had a conversation on Saturday with a gal that called who was like, I love everything I've seen. She was, you know, on that live stream that we did that we, you know, unfortunately pulled down. But she's like, I love everything that I saw, but I never did that second upgrade. So I just did a bundled price for her where she got, you know, not only the discount on this upgrade, but a really nice discount on that other upgrade as well. So if you're in that boat, yeah, that's an option.
So those were, I just went through that really fast. Were there any questions that came up? So far, no questions. Okay, so I'm going to change cameras and come back to the screen.
While you change cameras, I'll just mention to the ladies, you can ask questions. We'll do our best to address those. Because of the echo that you're hearing, I'm kind of muting us. Jen can hear us, so we'll feed those questions directly to Jen, and she can try to answer the questions that you have. And that'll allow us to, like, if there are duplicate questions, etc. Because for those of you on Facebook, you'll see each other's comments. For those of you on YouTube, you'll see each other's comments, but you're not seeing, like, YouTube doesn't see Facebook's comments, Facebook doesn't see YouTube's comments. So we'll do our best to kind of do that and let Jen know what those questions are.
Okay. So I went over very quickly the features. Hi, Jeannie. I went over the features. I wanted to also explain the difference between the update and the upgrade. There is an update that is available, 2 updates, I think, but I think just the one, 4.03 is available now. You want to make sure you update your machine before you get your upgrade. The update does add some features to your machine. The update includes, in My Design Center, you're going to get the 10 key for sizing. That is included in the update. You're going to get the numbered shapes in My Design Center. That is included in the update. The guideline flip on the sewing side that was brought back, that is included in the update. And what I didn't talk about is the XP3 and the upgrade have they've enhanced the projector. So before, when we were in embroidery mode and we would use the projector to project our design down and move around our design to make sure that it was placed properly, we would get the little spinning wheel waiting for it to catch up as we moved the little box on the screen. Now there is no spinning wheel. When you move that box, you're going to see it go all the way around your design and just see your design. It's amazing. It's fast. It's great. So that is included in the update. Those are included in the update. And then the last thing that's part of the update is it prepares your machine for the new optional accessory that came out. And that is the 10 by 10 magnetic hoop, which I do have. It's the one piece of hardware that I do have. And it is amazing. The magnets are flat, so they're a lot easier to take on and off. I've been using it kind of for my sole hoop since I got it. So the magnetic hoop 10 by 10, I would recommend. So that all comes with the update, not the hoop itself, but allowing your machine to use the hoop is part of the update. And then all the other designs and elements that I showed you, those are going to be part of the upgrade. So that is your upgrade. And you also get the other three pieces of hardware, the stylus, the foot control, and the N+ foot. If you choose not to upgrade, you can purchase the stylus and the N+ foot separately. So I don't know if there's any questions. I did that really fast. I can't see questions here. Any questions? I can hear you. Oh, okay. Well, I think I covered everything, so I don't have any samples or anything to show, so. Okay. I'll do my best. I thought he had you muted, but you sound really good.
Hear me. Can you ladies hear me too?
Well, they might be able to hear you now because
Ooh, but it's an echo.
Okay, yeah. Okay. No. But I can't, I can hear you, but I can't talk about baby law. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any information. I am a brother educator, so the I can give them the information if you've told me that it's $1,049 for the brother upgrade. Correct? Okay. Okay. So I actually have it here. I can show it. It's not a walking foot. It came out last year. It's the compact digital move it foot. And it's a optional accessory. So it's smaller than the original move it foot. And it actually will come with the XP3, but it doesn't come as part of the upgrade. It doesn't change anything, but in your upgrade or the XP3, there are 22, there are now 22 stitches that you can use with it. Okay, sure. When you upgrade to XP, the XP3 upgrade, kit number 3, does it erase everything in Design Center? No, I don't believe so. Let me just double check because I've upgraded. So everything that I have saved in my machine, both on the embroidery side and everything I have saved in the recall for my Design Center is still there. Is the 10 by 10 hoop included in the bundle? No, well, it's not included in the upgrade. The 10 by 10 hoop is an optional accessory. They would have to talk to you about a bundle. Okay. Okay, so A1 is including the 10 by 10 hoop in their bundle with the upgrade kit. For a limited time. All right. Well, do you have any questions for me, Jeannie? Yeah. 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 I did my upgrade. I upgraded to the 4.03 last night. And I will tell you that it's not fast. What I wound up doing was putting the upgrade on a flash drive or USB and doing it that way. It was much faster than having it. Hi, Michelle. Yes, Jeannie said she did the same thing I did. She went to the Brother Sew's download page, got the 4.03 update file, put it on a flash drive, and then installed it onto her machine. It's much quicker that way. Yeah, and I think that was part of 4.03. That's why from wireless it was taking so long. I had started it wirelessly with the video part adding to the length of time it takes to update. And my wireless update was taking forever, so I decided to put it on a flash drive. And now I'm fine. It's all updated. Okay.
Yeah, ladies, if you are good, I know we have an echo when I'm talking. If you don't have any more questions, then I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks, Jen, for
You're welcome.
going over that with the ladies.
I just thought a brief overview so you could kind of see some of the stuff on screen, just to get you more excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I was telling Jen that I did the update yesterday, and so I have all those new icons on my. I haven't looked in sewing, but all the new icons in my embroidery screen, and I'm like, oh my god, look at everything that's on here! I can't wait. And of course, it's grayed out, so it's such a tease. You're like,
Yeah.
can't wait till I get it. So I put it on, but yeah, it looks like there's so much new exciting stuff.
Yeah, you are gonna love it. I am really. It's been exciting.
Jen, do you have a favorite feature?
Well, I've done a lot with the tapering because that was my first go-to. But
and what I'm seeing is it's an automatic tapering, right? You just put the endpoint and it will automatically.
Yeah. So there's three ways that you can end the tapering. There's the endpoint sticker. You can use the endpoint sticker, or there's you can tell it how many repeats for your stitching. So if you want it to be like 9 repeats, you can set it for that, and then it'll taper at the end of 9 or 10 or whatever it is. Or you can set it for reverse. So once you hit your reverse pedal, it will start to taper. So yeah, so there's 20 different stitches. There's 12 different angle options for both the start and the beginning of your taper. And then there's 3 ways to end your tapering. So
Roxanne asked, when will we be getting the upgrades? That's still up in the air, Roxanne. It just takes them a while to fill everything. I think we're going to get some right away. We're already at almost 100 pre-sold upgrades between the Solaris and the Luminaire. So, but we will get them to you as soon as we get our hands on them. And Cora, yes, the Solaris, the pricing for the Solaris upgrade and the Luminaire upgrade will be the same. And it'll include those 4 pieces of hardware, the 3 in the bundle, which is the stylus, the end foot, and the foot control, the new foot control, and the hoop. So I'm excited about that foot control. So is it different than the one from, did you already answer all of this? Because I just got here. Is
No,
it
that-
different from the one that came with the Destiny and the Dream Machine? Like, how is it different?
they reconfigured it. It's more ergonomic. So your heel kick is more, it's a lot easier to use, like for your heel kick. It's got a longer cord. So if you put your machine in a cabinet, you've got a longer cord that you don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to plug it in. If you don't use a cabinet, it has a cord wrap, so you can wrap up your cord. And then, the bar that holds the two pedals together is now adjustable. So you can set the distance between the pedals to what your preference is.
Are the functions all going to be the same? Like the options
Yes.
that they had before,
Yes.
the one stitch and all of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Just more ergonomic.
Can't wait. All right, ladies, make sure you are signed up and that you have reserved your spot. I'm time stamping everyone's request. So even if you call this store, I'm putting in the date and the exact time that you request it. And then as soon as Michelle and I get the upgrade, we will be putting together an incredible class that you don't want to miss. And that class will be included with your purchase of the upgrade too. So
Oh, that sounds fun.
that's it. All right, ladies.